Assuming Manchester United keep winning.
And Mourinho today saying he's concentrating on cup matches now.
Oh. Well, he probably feels... I was listening to him 10 days ago or so, and on that subject, he was saying, well, tell me, what's the difference between finishing second and fourth? Now fourth is automatically Champions League. So maybe that was his first indication of what he's going to do is to concentrate in FA Cup and...
Well, if you look at it
League.
like that, there is no difference between finishing second and fourth.
No.
None at all.
And he mentioned it. He brought it up in his press conference. He says, well, come on, what's the difference? If we can't win the title, which they can't, then what's the difference? Second or fourth, qualifies for Europe. The financial rewards for a club like Manchester United are minimal.
And it is worth pointing out again, all 4 English clubs this year, like the 4 Germans, the 3 Italians, I think, they all go straight into the competition. There's no pre-qualifying at all.
So now we might find with him, unless it's a big game, Manchester City coming up, he'll rest players in league matches for the for the FA Cup and the Champions League.
And the Champions League is, of course, this week for Manchester United. Let's not forget that. Tuesday and Wednesday night we have Champions League games. Europa League Thursday night when Arsenal play. Looking back on what we've seen here tonight, 2 more from that wonderful little footballer. Merlin, they call him. A magician he is. 2 tonight, 2 for City. 3 more points nearer the title. 2-0 end, City tonight. 3 wins from the title.
Comfortable.
Actually, I think it's fair to say that they'd won the other side of Christmas, really. There's not been a threat, has there?
I don't think they've ever looked like they were going to wobble. I think when Liverpool beat them, everyone sat back and said, OK, reaction. Reaction? Yeah, they went on a run of about 7 or 8 games without dropping any points again. So there's your answer. They've never, ever looked like they were going to be caught. No one's looked good enough to put a sustained challenge on. No one.
And they themselves might yet, and they of course play Champions League football this week, they might yet win the big one.
But you still think this might...
Well, it's not as significant as it was because they went on to score
But it's the first goal in a football match, which is significant.
Look, I think that's out.
Yeah, I think you're right, it's more out than in. Having seen that close-up angle, I would have to agree with you. It didn't look as bad from the wider angle, but the referee's looking right across that line. He should see it. He should see it. Because it led to this magnificent move. It's funny, I mean, this is very much how Stoke set up, Richard. They went into the game with a back 4 right across here. They put their midfield 3, and there. And then the front 3, that's them there. So they had a 4-3-3, 4-5-1.
I was going to ask you when you showed this, first of all, at half-time. There's a big gap emerges here, isn't there? Does he have to vacate this area? Can he not hand on the problem here?
Problem he's got there right now, and I think one of the midfield players sees him and comes in. He's got to stay with him because he's occupied with De Bruyne. Yeah? He's occupied with Sterling. So he's got Sterling. He's got half an eye on De Bruyne. De Bruyne's got himself in that lovely little gap between the lines, as they call it now, and he has to stay with him. What would normally happen when the ball's in this position? That's okay. Because you're waiting to see, if the ball's coming down this way, then bump, across you come, work your way across. Goes the other way. The theory is you work across again. But your midfield has to be aware of people coming from the blind side of you and the runs. And that's what this little guy does. He just waits his time. He bides his time. He's watching the play develop. And then he's saying to himself, now is my time. And he takes advantage of space. So now that you see Jeff Cameron pointing to De Bruyne, he's worried. His job is to screen the 2 centre-backs. So then he gets Joe Allen to go over. So little Joe's got a bit here. His job... If I just stop that. His job has got to be, you've got to be aware of that. You can see him, so tell him. Shout to him. I don't know if he's a new player in Dye. Does he speak fluent English? I don't know. But you've got to give him a shout. Because this guy here is worried about him.
Now can he hand him on?
If he goes. Yes, absolutely. Now if Jesus starts to go into this area here, he's got to leave him. Call his mate. It's communication. Communication. Talk to each other. Why would you want to go across there? Let's wind it on. See if he does go and follow. Now, as Jesus goes in there, why is he jogging over there? Right? Now I think they have lost the way. A little bit of conversation. Now, problems there isn't. He's still worried about him. And he's disappeared off the screen. Look at him. No idea what's happening behind him. No idea. His thoughts should be David Silva. He should be back in here, half on the turn, seeing him, and when he starts that, he should be quick enough to keep up with him if the fullback doesn't go round. In theory, the fullback should be round. should be in here, somewhere in there. But he's not, because he's so worried about Sané, the ball getting switched quickly. And if you I love Silva. There he goes. Sees the gap. Knew the ball was going forward. I have to say, the more I see that ball in from Sterling, the more I think what a fantastic pass it was. Everyone a lot of people looking at it will think, well, that's an easy ball. His space was there. It wasn't easy.
No.
It wasn't easy. It was a terrific goal, Richard. And, that was the difference for a long time until he popped up again with another one. And at the moment, he does make a difference to him. But people were saying when he was away with the family problems, they were okay, they weren't missing. Are you joking? He's so important to them. This is them again. Look at the press. They lose it. They win it back. It's a 6-7 second press that Guardiola was renowned for at Barcelona. Now they turned the ball over. Now they're all going. Now they've got players all wanting to be going this way. All wanting to be going this way. All want to be going this way. All want to be running forward. That's what they do. As soon as they win the ball, they've got players giving options high up the pitch in a wonderful way. Again, in between the lines. But watch this. As soon as he's tucked that round the corner, he's off. As soon as he's played one touch, you know, suck the defender in. Now look at the gap he's got here to exploit. Nowhere to go. Centre back. Nowhere to go. Doesn't go press the ball. He goes in and scores. Does press the ball. He flips it there. I'm not so sure about Butland here's decision. We often talk about decision making, don't we?
Yes.
I don't think he's any need to go there. I think he makes the little man's mind up for him. By coming and trying to close him down, he's given Silva the opportunity just to flip it past him. Whereas if he'd have stayed, he would have had to have done something special. But then again, he does things special.
Here he is with the captain. Wonderful. I wonder how many of those get left in the dressing room.
I don't know. I still want to know what it is. You haven't told me what it is.
It's just a solid block of...
What, yellow?
Yes.
No, that must be it. That must be the wrapping it's on it and something inside that. Really?
No, that's it. There are the new marketing colours of the Premier League are many, aren't they? All kinds of different colours.
Oh, it's only yellow.
But on that's just a yellow block which just says player of the match.
I don't think there'll be many players' houses that'll be decorated with too many of them.
No, I think there'll be a lot of dressing rooms.
A lot of dressing rooms, lots of cupboards. Lot in the cupboards.
Here's Pep Guardiola. Delight to watch, in fairness.
Magnificent. Magnificent.
And we've often had the debate down the years, what wins a title? A solid defence or good forwards? I think in their case it'll be the front end that's won it, won't it? More than what they've done back here.
The front end in the midfield is so good that they don't have to defend for long periods of time. I bet you tonight they had 80% of the play. So and across 90 minutes, if you've only got to defend, say 8% of 40 minutes for like 5 or 6 minutes, we've got a chance.
29 goals this weekend,
Not bad.
27 of them from open play.
Not bad.
2 penalties, both missed.
Wow, 2 penalties missed. Goal from a corner and a goal from a free kick.
That's another penalty goals. In Scotland, they're penalty kicks.
Yeah.
They're just penalties.
Not penalty.
You guys always talk about penalty kicks, don't you?
Well, for next week. Forget that. But penalties only next week.
4 headers.
Yeah.
5 home wins.
Yeah, results spread about. 5 home, 4 away. As I said, I think we're going to get some funny results in the last 8 games, Richard. It's so difficult to predict.
If you've just joined us and hadn't heard, Pellegrino sacked by Southampton tonight. Marco Silva, apparently favourite. Thomas Tuchel is in the frame. Mark Hughes.